Wiggity, what's going on? Yiggity YouTube. I was gonna say family, but we as human beings are all just one big family. So, we all have good intentions, but always strings attached. Gang of Four, damaged goods? No, Natural's not in it. By Gang of Four. My ball fell off. All right, let's I just want to so I've got some notes. It was a continuation of this rambling is sponsored by church. Jesus said in the Bible, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." What does that mean? I'm not trying to tell you what it means. I'm genuinely asking, what does that mean? I'm asking myself, because I'd like to figure that out. I am the way. I think it's just like, simply put, you see me, Jesus. Not I as in I'm Jesus, but I'm talking as Jesus. You see me, parentheses Jesus. And the way I live is the way to live. With love. I am the truth. What does that mean? I'm gonna sort of switch up the words I am to also mean I am as in like I'm being. My being is made of truth. I think when you're as spiritually enlightened as one of the great philosophers, your very essence and existence, I was trying to think of that one Greek philosopher who invented Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, I think it was. My being is made out of truth. I am the life. So I said, I think I want to self-reference myself because I want to make sure I'm not double taking. I am the way doesn't probably just mean I am representative of the way that you should live. It could also mean I am the doorway into something. So with that description of the way, the life could just mean, the way you live. And the end of that quote says, "No one comes to the Father except through me." Backtracking a little bit. I am the life. He's talking about eternal life, right? And life doesn't come from controlling and worrying about our choices. It comes from the infinite source of peace that can restore us back to the truth that we will never truly understand the weight of our decisions. How they will play out, or what's going to happen because of it. Instead, finding fullness and capital T truth in the reality that all of reality was never up to us. us being human beings. So I watched a video about self-compassion. Self-compassion acts as a lens for shame, a lens to see shame through. And anxiety can be a symptom of shame. Love, kindness, meditation is an antidote for self-seeking and disordered thought and action. In order to stop self-seeking or having disordered thoughts, I must hold, in quotes, I put hold, myself before I can hold my experiences. What does that mean? I'm going to break that down. I need to hold myself, as in I need to physically comfort myself before I can hold my experiences. Hold meaning understand. Okay. There's a difference, though, between mindfulness and self-compassion. Mindfulness, this, what's his name? I think it's like Christopher Germer, doctor. He describes mindfulness as loving awareness of moment-to-moment experience. And he describes self-compassion as loving awareness of the experiencer. So for yourself. And a good thing to note is what happens internally before or during shame. So he described a lot of stuff. A sinking feeling, tightness in the throat, chest, hollowness or emptiness in the head region, flushed or tense. You can get skin crawls and you can feel nauseous. What are some externalized manifestations of shame? Slumped shoulders, averted gaze, muted speech, stillness /stuck /frozen, swallowing hard. Y'all are just getting the real take today, the real scoop. You don't have to be grateful, but it might help. Not grateful for me, obviously. Grateful for the information that I'm presenting. All right, here we go. The mindset of shame. Self-critical. Self-thought of inadequacy, confusion, powerlessness, vulnerability emotionally, distrust of yourself, of other people, feeling unworthy or incompetent, ruminating about your thoughts or what you've done. Personalization. We've talked about this before, thinking that a situation that arises is your fault because you're X or you're Y. Or Z even. Avoidance. All right, next page. There's two more. I'll try to be brief because we're already at about 9 minutes. Current time is 7:32 p.m. January 12th. Shame is when the curtain is pulled back, and in the words of Christopher Germer, PhD, a benign showman pulling a few levers. What does this mean? Shame feels blameworthy, but in reality, it is an innocent or infantile emotion that is a cue for you to act kindly to yourself and to others. All right. Although shame feels like isolating, as if nobody else but me is experiencing this, it is a universal, or at least earthly emotion. Everyone wants to be loved. That's a fact. Shame feels permanent, but it is only a temporary burden. So here's my personal interpretation of his words. Being Chris Germer, We as humans feel a deeper connection to and for that which is innocent or without blame, like a child. And what we don't often take into account is that this need, a wish to be or feel loved, is as basic and fundamental as breathing. Last thing I'll say, guys. Well, actually, I'm going to give you something and then tell you something. Activity to attempt or try. Imagine yourself starting your day with your hands on your heart and saying, I, like all beings, wish to be loved, and I, realistically, will not experience every form and avenue for love on this day, so I will set my expectations accordingly. It's probably not something that we actively say to ourselves when we wake up, but this is just a thought experiment, so bear with me. And then, with this notion in mind, imagine that you see throughout the course of your day, while you take a walk somewhere on a sidewalk, that a stranger is walking on the opposite side of the road. Consider, just for a moment, does the notion that all beings seek out and wish for love change your considerations and or relationship to this stranger? If you consider it honestly, the answer may confound you, or at least offer an interesting and new perspective. I'm not trying to tell you what you're thinking or what you're gonna think, thinking through this. I'm just trying to tell you I found a lot of significance to it. All right, here was his main point. If we didn't wish to be loved, we would never experience shame. When they said that we would still be friends, I was glad it was over. But you didn't have to cut me off. Fear, as described by my dad's dad, Grandpa Ed, losing something that we do have or not getting something that we want or need. I'm going to say that again. My Grandpa Ed said that fear in and of itself is twofold. It's either losing something that we do have or not getting something that we want or need. And with all that said, it doesn't in reality seem like it, but I believe through hope that and faith that fear comes from a lack of love or the anticipation of losing love. Obviously, you can be scared of stuff, right? But like a child that can't take care of itself, a little itty bitty baby who cries and shits their whatever britches all the time. Britches being we live in an age where we have disposable diapers. Different topic, but you know what I'm saying? Like, as human beings, we have to be loved in order to survive. This is a point that I've echoed in past videos, and I think I'm going to end there.